main reason why most people hate flipping houses is because it's hard to do. It takes a lot of engineering, let's say, and a lot of connections, and you got to put a lot of it together. And I see a lot of people fail at it because they're always trying to do it the easy way, and the easy way is the wrong way, and that's to not build out your own team. Call Mr. 1-800 plumber every time something goes wrong. Call Mr. 1-800 roofer and Mr. 1-800 electrical. These guys charge you obscene amount of money, and you figure why you're underwater half the time. Now, if you want to do a operation at scale and maybe do, I don't know, a lot of flips at once, and you're willing to take thin margins on, let's say, hundreds of houses or something, I don't know if you're going to scale that big or not, but if that's what you think you can do, that might be an idea. But if you're talking about flipping, a reasonable amount of houses, then you probably want the margins to be pretty fat, because it's going to take time to do them, right? They take 30 days, 60 days to do. So I've seen over time that, people hate flipping houses because it's they call it a job. Even some guys, they're like, it's a job. Well, yeah, it's a job if you're going to sit over there with, your mom, your cousin, your uncle, your dad, and go over there every day and flip the house, and none of you guys got, no education to do it, and you want to go over there every day, after work, before work, because you're still going to have a job on your first couple flips, 9 times out of 10, unless, you got some money I don't know about or whatnot, then that's a different circumstance. But 9 times out of 10, you're going to have to, work the thing damn near yourself. But the problem with scale is that when you scale it, you can't scale it working it yourself, I guess, is your problem. And if you're just going to do one flip, it's going to be a lot of work. And, my first one I had to do myself. But I found out real quick that I needed a team members to help me, get to the next level. So that's what I did. Because I didn't want to do 1 or 2 flips a month. I wanted to do, 4, 5, 6, 7 flips a month, every month. It's lucrative. It's a very lucrative business, but like I say, guys hate it because a lot of them just can't do it. Honestly, that's the thing. A lot of them just can't do it. It's just that simple. They're not that smart to be able to do it. Some of them are electricians, some of them are engineers, some of them are doctors, right? But they don't have you need a little bit of grit to you and a little bit of street knowledge to be able to do this too. Like, and I don't mean from the street knowledge, but you need to be able to be like flexible. Some people that do work work for other people in different fields, they're looking for perfection, and at the end of the day, you're not going to get that in a flip. It's not going to be perfect, and you have to understand that you can't be trying to over rehab the house and make it your house, and you just got to make it look to the neighborhood standards, okay? No matter whatever neighborhood you're in. Now, if you're flipping $1 million house, then you better make sure you get some $1 million fixtures and things that make the $1 million house look well. Not fixtures that cost $1 million, but something that goes good in the house. You know what I'm talking about. So, you need a little bit higher end stuff to put in a house that of that quality. But we don't flip $1 million houses because it really isn't worth putting up that much money to do. They normally don't make that much more in margin a lot of times, so it's not really worth it at all. When I can get a $250,000 house and make $100,000 on it, or more or less, either way, $1 million house, you got so much money up, so your risk is a lot higher, and those houses take so much longer to sell. Our house is selling, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, pretty quickly. There's actually a market for it all the time. So I'm into doing multiple projects at once and at a nice price point. Now, my price point might be different than yours because, you might be in California. $1 million house might be, like doing $100,000 houses out here. So, but it might be easier for you to get the $1 million too. So, think of that. So that might be, different instances for different people that are in different situations, of course. But, I see a lot of people hating on flipping houses, and really, it's just that they couldn't do it. So, they don't need to be telling other people that they can't do it. Of course, there are downfalls and there's a lot of upside, I got rich flipping houses, so I don't care about what these people say and do. You know, I do, and again, I do a lot of different real estate stuff. So I buy apartments, multifamily. I buy small apartments, big apartments, 50 plus units. I flip houses. I buy rental houses. It just depends on what the deal is how I determine what I'm gonna do with it. You know, it just depends on the deal. I'm always looking for bigger stuff. I'm always looking for smaller stuff. Sometimes, a lot of times, you make a lot more money on the smaller stuff because it can be flipped for $100,000 in a month. Like, you can go buy you a nice big shiny apartment complex, but you ain't gonna flip it in a month for $100,000. You ain't probably gonna sell it in a month at all. You know, it really doesn't quite work like that normally. Usually, you want to get tied up in something that a little bit longer term, and you can make millions of dollars, but later down the road, you know, and it may equal out to approximately $100 a month if you kept it for 3 years and you made maybe $1 million or $2 million. You probably ain't gonna make 3 or 4, but you know, it's just that because you got to be at the 20 million to $50 million range to start pulling off, you know, just crazy numbers, you know. You know, I mean, you get a $2 million apartment, you might get it to 4 in 4 years, you know. You might get it to, you know, 3.5 rather, you know, something in that range, but you ain't gonna get it to 10. I mean, unless you put some hell of a CapEx in it and this thing was dilapidated, well, you already put the money in it anyhow, so you didn't make that money either. You just rehabbed it. So, I mean, now and then I guess you can find a sweetheart deal, but it's 2024 right now in the 1st of August, October, and it's not really, those deals aren't that easy to find. Now, on a lower, smaller scale, we find deals all the time because we're actually looking for those deals, and they're not necessarily home run deals, but they're deals that keep you going. And I guess a home run to me and a home run to you could be drastically different, because I don't think making $50,000 on a flip is a home run. I'm closer to 100 for my home run. Okay, so, but most people, if you made 50 on a flip, you did good. You know, don't get me wrong, you did good. You did real good, especially if you're a first timer, beginner. You're just now, you know, getting in the game. Shit, take that 50, you go buy you another one, make you another 50. You up to 100 now. You know, I would keep repeating the process until I got to where I needed to go, and then I'd kind of start getting out on different stuff, trying to figure out rentals and figure out apartments and figure out, you know, that's kind of like what I did basically. You know, I mean, you only got so much money, so you're kind of restrained. I mean, I guess some other guys that, you know, they may syndicate deals or whatnot, so they can, you know, they can maybe just call on, you know, $5 million to come up. But you got to think there's downsides to that too, and that's, you know, you don't get a lot of the income when you're syndicating deals like that and whatnot. There have you. So, you know, you're just getting a small percentage. I buy all my deals, you know, myself, so I'm not looking to, you know, manage other people's deals and all this stuff, you know. But to each his own. You know, if you're just starting out and you ain't got no money and you can raise it, go raise it, right? Shit, I'm not here to tell you not to do anything. I think anybody can do anything if they really want to do it, you know. But somebody that's a loser ain't gonna do it. I tell you that. They're not gonna do anything. But somebody that can do it could do anything, you know, if you understand where I'm coming from. But you gotta have the heart of a lion and the mentality of a killer, because if not, you're not gonna make it in this game. So I just want to tell you guys why a lot of people hate on flipping houses, but they can't make more money than us. So I don't listen to it. I don't listen to the noise. You gotta show me. Other than that, I don't understand. I don't get it. So, you know, it's just hard for them. So they want to make it hard on everybody else. At the end of the day, you just gotta be more resilient than the next man, and you could do anything. You gotta get your ducks in order. Start your business. Shit, go for it. All right, later, guys.